Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jamie Holmes. Ann has the night off. Not even the rainy weather could keep folks in Elmira from celebrating the annual holiday parade. Today's parade kicked off its 64th year. It took over West Water Street, College Avenue, and the Clemens Center Parkway. Characters like Captain Jack Sparrow, Gru and his minions, along with Santa and Mrs. Claus, strolled the streets of Elmira while people waved them along. Bonjouli's Gold, Silver, and Diamond store even had 101 Dalmatians in the parade. Elmira Express Marching Band performed, as well as many community dance groups. The sidewalks were packed with Elmira residents ringing in the holiday season with the parade. Today is the #1 shopping day of the year. Shoppers came out in droves to stores in the southern tier. Big Fox talked to a Sephora employee about what the shopping rush was like for them.
It was a little intense, a little crazy, but overall a good experience. We got some happy faces, some good deals. Our store opened at 5, so everyone was here between 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. There was a line of people down the sidewalk this morning.
The holiday shopping season, of course, far from over. Small Business Saturday tomorrow. Many people expected to be out and about shopping across the southern tier. Millions of Americans are on the move this holiday weekend, and they are shelling out more to do it. Jeff Flock has more from Philadelphia International Airport.
Millions of Americans are on the move following the Thanksgiving holiday. The TSA says it screened more than 2.4 million passengers on Wednesday. That's just 6% lower than pre-pandemic levels, and it's going pretty well. As the airlines prepare for another rush over the holiday weekend, officials are reminding people, don't plan on arriving at the last minute.
We just always remind them to give yourself time during the holidays, especially if you're traveling with children.
Passengers are also shelling out more to travel this year. Airfare spiking 43% compared to 2021. And on the roads, drivers being hit with gas prices about 20 cents higher per gallon than last year.
I'm not worried about the economy right now. I mean, inflation is tough.
The cost of travel is definitely up, so that's why we came in a little bit early, and we're going to be going home a little bit earlier.
Yet another concern for airline passengers, fewer options to fly, with a lingering pilot shortage forcing carriers to cut back on schedules. That means the estimated 3.4 million people flying on Sunday could be in for a bumpy ride. But most say it's worth it if they can celebrate the holidays at home.
It definitely means family. We planned this trip the last minute, but I'm really looking forward to seeing my mom.
The AAA says 55 million people will be traveling this Thanksgiving holiday on planes, trains, and automobiles. And so far, so good. At Philadelphia International Airport, I'm Jeff Flock with a Fox Business.
For the first time since the pandemic, Corning Museum of Glass's 2300 Degrees is back. The night featured the winner of the hit Netflix show Blown Away, Cat Stevens. Cat showed off live glass blowing and glasswork demonstrations for the attendees. The glass demonstrations were accompanied by music from the Zac Brown Tribute Band. Big Fox will keep you updated on the next event and when to get tickets. The nation is already gearing up for another presidential election, and the newly elected Congress is getting ready to begin. But there are calls for a younger crowd of leaders in the legislative and executive branches. Lauren Blanchard takes a look at an aging Congress.
You might not have heard I'm 83. Because hardly anybody ever mentions that.
Top House Democrats, including Speaker Nancy Pelosi, announced they are making way for a younger crowd of leaders.
The hours come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect.
While stepping down from leadership, Pelosi and her top lieutenant are keeping their seats, and they're not the only ones. In fact, almost a quarter of Congress is older than 70, with the average age of representatives at almost 58 and a half and senators 64. Compare that to the average age of all Americans, just over 38.
Look, I'm not going anywhere.
The oldest sitting senators are Dianne Feinstein and Chuck Grassley at 89 years old. Grassley just won re-election and will be well into his 90s before the end of his next 6-year term. On the other side, at just 25 years old, the minimum age the Constitution allows, the first member of Gen Z, Florida Congressman-elect Maxwell Frost, will be sworn in January. Younger lawmakers historically have fewer positions of power and a harder time staying in office.
It's especially hard to take on an incumbent. When you're a first-termer, that's when you're most vulnerable.
And it's not just Congress. When it comes to the Oval Office, President Biden just celebrated his 80th birthday. And currently, the only declared 2024 candidate, former President Trump, would be 78 years old at the next inauguration.
And polls do show that most people do not want a rematch of Biden versus Trump in 2024. So that's one to watch. I do think that there is some yearning for younger leadership.
President Biden has said he will assess his 2024 plans over the holidays, calling it a family decision. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Time now for our Pet of the Week. Tonight we meet Sunny, who would make a perfect companion for those looking for a loving pet.
I have brought Sunny today from Paws and Purrs Animal Rescue. He is roughly 6 months.
Even though Sunny is blind in one eye, Laura said it doesn't slow him down a bit. This sweet boy is neutered and up to date on all of his shots. It was Sunny's first on-camera moment, so he was a bit shy during our interview.
But he is a very good boy. He does warm up quickly. He's a little love bug.
And for getting along with other animals, Sunny gets along with them all.
He has been raised around other cats, his litter mates, my dog, who's about 60 pounds, and he loves everybody.
With Sunny in your home, it could be more like having a calm, loving puppy than having a cat.
He's more like a dog than he is a cat. He likes to follow you around well. He loves to come and sit on your lap. He likes to be held. As soon as you pick him up, his motor goes on. Really, he can be in any kind of home. Like I said, as soon as he gets comfortable, he is out and about playing. He loves playing toys, and he definitely loves to eat.
To fill out an adoption application for Sunny or to check out any of the other animals Paws and Purrs has up for adoption, visit pawsandpurrs.org. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
Your complete weekend forecast is next. Plus, a robbery attempt was put to an end by two brave business owners. We'll show you the moment they sprang into action, all on video. Stay with us.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Hi everyone, welcome. I'm meteorologist Sam Ryan. As we look back over the last several days, we started off very chilly, warmed up nicely Thursday all the way up to 57, a little cooler here Friday. And as we look ahead, we're in store for probably one of the nicer days of this entire last round of things for the day Saturday, as high pressure and behind this system that will bring a chance at a few rain, snow showers during the overnight, real brief and won't amount to much. High pressure will then slide in by our south. It's going to slide through and move into the Atlantic Saturday and into Sunday as upper level low moves out of Texas of all places, and we'll wait the arrival of that, spreading rain across the area both Sunday and into Monday with some gusty winds all the way up to 25 miles per hour, nothing too strong. Behind that, then, it remains unsettled through next week. We'll have several systems to watch for as the jet stream will be directed right out of the west, and it allows a lot of these storms in the Pacific Northwest to track eastward very quickly. So our next one arrives on Wednesday. So watching again the local forecast here, nice and clear. We finally get back into sunshine. A beautiful day Saturday. High pressure sliding by to our south and pushing into the Atlantic by Saturday night. Increasing cloud cover rather quickly as low moves in. Could have some rain showers in here starting Sunday morning and lasting all the way through the evening, even into Monday, with on and on light showers. Looks like we're on the north side of this system. And you see that upper level low moving out of Texas to show you the big picture. So we get that increase in cloud cover Saturday night, that rain arriving sometime into the day on Sunday. And then in that upper level low, just continues to push on through. Might have a dry slot moving through Sunday evening, but we'll have some wraparound moisture on the backside. So still a few showers possible even into Monday morning. Rainfall amounts right now it looks to be around 1/4 to 1/2 an inch possible with that wave. 35 overnight at midnight, 33 at 3 a.m. as the showers taper off and that high pressure begins to build in. We'll have more sunshine kicking off the morning here Saturday Well, it should clear out with our skies and be in that sunshine through the afternoon. High temperatures in the middle 50s. Get out there and enjoy things. We'll be 10 degrees above the average for this time of the year. Sunset occurs at 4:38. Increasing clouds after the sun sets. And then into the day Sunday, clouds remain, a few showers around, high temperatures in the upper 40s, still above the average. And then we'll see temperatures cooling down a little bit more. Early morning shower on Monday, 43, then up to 46 Tuesday ahead of that next system I mentioned. So they're going to be one after another and moving very quickly out of the Midwest and into the Northeast. Wednesday, showers, a wet afternoon, could see another half an inch of rain. Lingering into Thursday, cools down even more into the following weekend. And sometime maybe Saturday, Sunday of the following weekend, we could have another system.
Caught on video, two restaurant owners chased down a pair of robbers accused of trying to kidnap a woman. Haley Wilson reports from California.
It just felt like the right thing to do, you know? You got to go after him sometimes.
Hood up, sneaking in, armed with a golf club and flashlight. This video surveillance captures the third time burglars broke into Thai Tuk Tuk, and the restaurant owner and his son had enough. They live nearby, so when the alarm alerted of another break-in at 4 o'clock Thanksgiving morning, they raced over to West 6th Street. Meanwhile, the property owner also heard the commotion and went over. Corona police say the bad guys held a gun to her head, robbed her, dragged her over to their car, and tried to kidnap her, but she got away. In between the loud alarm sirens is a faint scream. As the robbers pulled out, the owner and his son pulled in, saw them, and said, "Not this time."
We decided to just like follow them, you know, like slowly. And then I think their driver started to pick up like that we're following him. And then that's when it became like a speed chase on the 91.
They called 911, giving the dispatcher the play-by-play.
He was driving. I was on the phone, like giving the cops like, oh, we're going here, left, right, blah, blah, blah.
Suddenly, the chase ended when the armed burglar's car broke down.
We didn't want to hop out of the car right away after they parked. Like, he kind of stopped me, like, hey, don't go. You know, I had a baseball bat, but like, that's not going to do much.
The criminals took off running, but the cops quickly caught up, captured, and arrested them.
We lost too much before. It's like, this is our third time being a victim. We won't let it get away again.
A dramatic rescue after a hawk slams into a truck and gets stuck in the grill. Jennifer Dowling has more on that crash and the bird's stunning recovery.
The hawk spent a couple weeks here in rehabilitation at the Paws Wildlife Center. It was released just in time for the holiday, and the pictures of the rescue are dramatic.
It was unable to fly. It was hemorrhaging from its mouth.
This is the shocking photo of what the hawk looked like after it was first struck by a truck near Duval. The animal barely recognizable, just feathers sticking out.
Pretty dramatic to see what it looked like before it was rescued and removed from the grill.
When the bird was pulled out, it was amazingly still alive.
As you could see from that second photo of it, was definitely stunned.
The driver called for help, and the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife responded, quickly transporting the hawk to the Paws Wildlife Center team in Linwood.
They were pretty integral in saving this hawk for sure.
X-rays showed that fortunately there were no orthopedic issues like broken bones.
Really, it just had a lot of bruising around its spine, and so our staff just made sure that we managed its pain. About 10 days in to care, we started noticing it was starting to take some short flights, so we were pretty excited about that.
The staff began doing test flights, and about 8 days later, the bird was ready for a triumphant release. Wildlife officers told the Paws staff where the bird was found initially, so it was set free in its home territory. To their delight, the hawk immediately found what appeared to be its mate.
It was another adult red-tailed hawk. They flew next to each other. They started vocalizing. One would land in another tree, it would land next to it, and so that was pretty cool.
Jeff says rescuers want the public to know that birds like this can be saved and encourage you to call if you find an injured animal.
An animal that is hit by a vehicle, it's not necessarily dead or it's not a death sentence, that we are able to, rehabilitate them successfully.
Jeff says everyone who played a role in the rescue provides a great example of how the community supports one another and its wildlife.
It gives me a lot of pride to live, Western Washington, to see how our community responds in these cases.
Jeff says the Wildlife Center typically cares for around 4,500 to 5,000 animals a year. He says more than 2,000 of those patients are birds. Reporting in Linwood, Jennifer Dowling, Fox 13 News.
Still ahead, a store in California sells items made by people with disabilities. Next, we pay them a visit to meet the wonderful staff. Stay with us. A store in California is a special place, not only for the unique crafts they offer, but for the hands that make them. Frank Malacote has more on that story.
Gift giving is right around the corner, and the Helpers Artisan Boutique on San Francisco's Union Street may be the perfect place to browse because the shop is a gift in itself.
And the boutique is very unique and special in the fact that it is only product and art created by individuals with developmental disabilities and special needs.
The boutique is part of the Helpers community, a San Francisco-based grant-giving nonprofit that's dedicated to helping adults with special needs. Their artisan boutique opened in 2019, and it's filled with beautiful handcrafted gifts, from ornaments, jams and jellies, gingerbread platters, candles, and artwork, all made by artisans with developmental disabilities.
Now when somebody comes in this store, most times, if not all, it converts to a sale. They either feel as if they want to support our mission, or they see something that just is such a great gift item, such a great value as a gift item, they won't walk out without something in their pockets.
It's true. Shopper Tony Rems couldn't resist a good buy. His sister is deaf, and the thought of giving back made his purchase all the more special.
You know, there's just so many wonderful people in this community that they're just so caring and loving people and loyal and just wonderful, and just the ability to, if we have opportunity to help and give back a little bit, it just means the world to me.
Each item has its own story, like New England's Max Bame's beautiful heart stationery, or Justin Sims' One Step Beyond pottery in Arizona. Even the Helpers Boutique workers have a story.
And this is the same one, but it's the cable car.
Christopher Moyoka is the shop's operations supervisor. He's a member of ARC San Francisco, a nonprofit that gives the developmental disabled a voice, and in this case, a job. In fact, he's now mentoring others like Paul Arnott, learning life skills and how to become more self-sufficient. Does it make you feel good?
Yeah, good. I feel relaxed knowing that there are other people like myself.
I love working with new people and socialize with them.
And teaching life skills.
Yeah.
Ones that you learned here, right?
Yeah.
And there's one more thing to say, Frank.
You know, I think you're right. You ready, guys?
Yes.
Happy holidays! I'm Frank Malacote, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Well, the election season has wrapped up in most of the country, and that begs the question, what will happen to all of those political signs? A Florida company shows us a recycling process that's putting the old signs to good use.
We help companies divert waste from the landfill, and we use that waste to manufacture a fuel that then replaces the use of coal. This is the first year that we partnered with Hillsborough County on removing post-election and snipe signs. We estimate that we've collected about 30,000 signs. So those are made of polypropylene. So that's typically a material that has been unrecyclable for some time now. Those signs that we collect then go onto a conveyance system. And once it goes through the first conveyance system, it's shredded down to about 12 inches. And then it goes through a metal separation process to remove any unnecessary metal that we don't want in our fuel. And then it's jumbled around, and so it's well mixed. And then it's condensed into what we call the EnviroFuel cubes. So it comes out in a cube of about 4 inches by 1 inch. Each cube is probably about 6 to 8 ounces. Far cheaper, about a quarter of the price of coal. From the entire process, so if we put a sign in, generally about 5 minutes. We sell our material to the cement manufacturers and the utility industry, power manufacturers that are looking to also displace coal. It's exciting to see just waste being removed from the right-of-ways that we drive each and every day. It's a nice reprieve to do something good at the end of the day, and hopefully that everybody considers that a win.
Stay with us. More news after the break. Well, you saw the famous balloon of Snoopy at Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on Thanksgiving, but take a moment to look closely at this Saturday's Funny Papers to find a nod to Peanuts and creator Charles Schulz. It's Charles Schulz's 100th birthday, and as a tribute, more than 75 creative cartoonists have placed tributes, Easter eggs, and other references to Peanuts in Saturday's Funny Papers. Peanuts made its debut in 1950. The adventures of Charlie Brown and his pals eventually ran in more than 2,600 newspapers, reaching millions of readers in 75 countries. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend.